We're told that potatoes aren't good for us, and it's true if you're talking about GMO potatoes, which most people eat these days without even knowing it. Oh, please don't ever eat GMO anything. But grown traditionally, unsprayed, and certified organic, potatoes can not only be good for you, they can be great. You see, potatoes belong to a very special yet little-known category of foods known as safe starches. Now, these safe starches are far removed from the grains and cereals that make us fat and foster degenerative diseases. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Meanwhile, it's time to celebrate the humble potato and its wonderful gifts. Potatoes come in more than 100 different varieties, and they can be prepared in almost as many forms, steamed or boiled or sautéed or baked, whatever you like, really. The botanical name for potatoes is Solanum tuberosum, and they were introduced to Europeans in 1621 when the Spanish Conquistadors brought them back from South America, where they've been cultivated since 8000 BC. Seafaring men have always relied heavily on them as a source of vitamin C for protecting their sailors from scurvy. Potatoes are now the fourth largest crop grown throughout the world. They're good for supplying you with all sorts of things like B-complex vitamins, especially niacin and B6 and B5 and folate. They're also full of minerals like phosphorus and potassium and magnesium and copper and iron, as well as the antioxidants and phytonutrients and carotenoids and flavonoids, and these are all very, very important elements for health. And in 1995, our heroic potato was the first vegetable to be grown in space, and they had it in space to feed the astronauts on long space voyages. Okay, now let's take a look at where some of the false beliefs which have undermined our appreciation of organic potatoes come from. I think you'll find this interesting. What you may not know, for thousands upon thousands of years, our ancestors lived not in forests, have we been told, but in grasslands. They survived by digging up tubers, roots, and corms, all of which are ancestors to today's potato. Early man relied heavily on these starchy plants, all of them today known as safe starches, for more than 2,500 years. In fact, what scientists now call the Paleolithic diet was made up of 15 to 20% of these foods dug right from the ground with sticks, together with 50 to 70% of fatty animal-based foods, which included insects and eggs and birds and reptiles and creatures from the sea. All right, then, along came Laurent Cordain, who now is considered the father of the Paleolithic diet. And he made a few inaccurate assumptions. He claimed that our ancestors never ate starchy root vegetables, something we know now is simply untrue. But by the way, Cordain is said to have greased his pots with canola oil and, heaven forbid, washed down his paleo meals with diet soda. But what apparently he didn't do was delve deep enough into the vast research that's available in regard to diets of primitive peoples that's now been done by experts like Samuel Hearn and Western Price and Stephenson and Cabeza de Vaca. Anyway, here's what you need to know. Early humans became genetically programmed to thrive on these starches, a group to which our modern potato now belongs. Safe starches include white rice, potatoes, sago, tapioca, and sweet potatoes. And grown organically, all of these can help improve your digestive health. But they all need to be cooked gently so that natural plant toxins, which all plants contain to some degree, become neutralized. By the way, brown rice is not considered a safe starch since the phytin which it contains interferes with the absorption of certain minerals and can provoke an immune response. But there are no known anti-immune antibodies generated by white rice protein. When it comes to potatoes, you always want to store them in a cool, dark place, for the solanine and chaconine toxins that they contain are generated when you expose them to light and heat. It's also very important that you throw away any potatoes that become discolored or are no longer fresh. Listen, any healthy person with a clean digestive tract can eat organically grown potatoes with no problems. Naturally, if you have an autoimmune disorder or are seriously diabetic, you need to consult your health practitioner before assuming the potatoes are fine for you. But as far as the worries most people have of gaining weight when they eat potatoes is concerned, fear not. Eaten occasionally and in moderation, none of the safe starches cause you to gain weight. What you need to cut weight down on, or even eliminate altogether to protect your health and your body shape, are conventional grains and cereals and legumes and added sugars and, of course, all of those dreadful vegetable seed oils. Then you'll be well on your way to a whole new experience of well-being. Enjoy.